1952 Triumph Mayflower. This is the 1250cc petrol engine on this one here. Before we get into this, I'll show you the amount of parts that come with the car. The boxes aren't included. The vendor wants his boxes back, so they don't come. But we've got 3 boxes full of parts here that come with the car. A spare rear axle, just parts that have been saved with it over the years. A spare door for whatever reason you would need one. But it comes with all these parts here, which you can see. Right, onto this Mayflower now. Bodyweight wise, we'll start off at the bonnet, work our way around onto the interior. We'll go for an engine startup. It's all nice and straight across the bonnet itself there. Once a polish in places is a little bit flat. I think it must have been in storage for a little bit. You can see there's a few like little scratches and scuffs on it there that would polish out. No corrosion, no heavy rot at all. A little bit of surface on the vent there on the scuttle, but that is all we need to complain about. As you come round and across the roof again, we're a little bit starting just on the front there, but it's all nice and dry. It is just surface. Across the roof itself, again, a few little speckles here and there across the roof. Down the wing top on the left hand side, got a little bit of paint lifter in the corner there and a tiny little bit of flake along the seam there, which you can't see. A few little bits here and there, but a good polish would square some of that away. Nice and tidy on the lower half and around the lights, a little bit of pitting to the bezel, but no major rot underneath the lights or on these lovely flat panels at the front of the wing there. Across the bumper itself, a little bit of pitting. The grid itself has got a little bit of pitting, but it's all nice and tidy, very, very presentable. On the right hand side again, lovely and flat and straight around the headlights, with a little bit of pitting once again on the chrome surrounds, but again, they're sort of very interchangeable, those parts. Up the driver's wing itself, you can see where the paint is flat on the top of the wing, and we've got a little bit of surface just starting on the seam there on the driver's side wing. As you come around the arch, lovely and tidy and straight, there's a little bit going on underneath the paint there on the back of the driver's front wing, and a few little scratches here and there off the storage where it's been stored. Down the driver's door, nice and tidy. Again, once it polishes, a few little bits across the top there, a bit of pitting to the handle, and a few little chips out the back edge. Bottom of the door itself there's a few tiny little bits underneath the paint, which you can see on the very bottom edge of the door. As we come along the bottom, around that rear arch, all nice and presentable around the rear arch. A little bit of surface towards the back underneath the paint once again. Lovely and straight down the body lines on the rear quarter. The roof itself on the right hand side has got these little bits of pitting on, which you can see across the whole of the roof. Quite a rare little car, I've never seen one before. As we come across the back edge there on the body lines, again a little bit of surface pitting, a little bit of paint lift there across that leading edge where sort of rear window section meets the flatness top of the boot there. You can see a few little more bits across that seam there. Down the actual lovely big boot itself, all nice and tidy, lovely and flat again. No dings or dents, a few little stone chip surface rust, bit of pitting to the handles there. Rear lights are all intact. The rear bumper is nice and tidy, but again with some pitting to the chrome work on the bumper itself. So come down the left hand side again, lovely and straight down the left hand side, warranting a bit of a polish, a little bit of paint flake on the lower half of the arch there, but all nice and straight around the arch with these odd little bits of surface rust here and there. Again, you can see them on the pillar and across the roof from the left hand side. You can see those bits and pieces there. Seem to be missing the trafficator there on that left hand side. A little bit underneath the paint, but it hasn't broken through there across the bottom of the passenger door. Again, a few little blibs just starting to come through, which you can't see on the camera there, onto the lower half of the wing section. Rest of the door's nice and tidy all the way across. Again, these odd little bits of surface here and there. Onto the passenger front wing, nice and tidy around the wing, with again a few little bits and pieces just caught underneath the paint itself there. Onto the interior now. Nice and tidy on the door card, a little bit of wear to the armrest and grab handle there, but apart from that, no rips or tears on the actual panel itself. Lovely dark brown interior on this one. Seat itself's lovely condition, lovely and soft, and you're also not sitting on the floor when you sit on it. Sort of homemade green carpet set there. Steering wheel's lovely. Dashboard's nice and tidy as well around the dials with no cracking there. A little bit of wear to the wiper and your light button. Headlining's lovely and clean. Seats fold forward nicely to reveal that gorgeous rear bench seat there, which again, lovely condition, no rips or tears at all to that. come into the boot now. Got some more spare parts in here. There's some glass in there, there's some leaf springs, but all nice and complete in the boot itself and really easy to open and close. Onto the left hand side front door card, nice and tight on the door card there. The armrest doesn't seem to be there, but no rips to the panel, all the right colour. Passenger seat, lovely and tidy as well. Again, when you push down on it, it's nice and soft. It's obviously been cared for on the leather side of things. Folding forward as it should, backs of the seats are nice and tidy. And again, the bench from the left hand side, no rips, no tears, lovely and soft. It's not going to crack when you sit on it. Onto the engine bay now. Like I say, it's a 1250cc. Well, it's a 1.247 to be precise. James will fire up the little bit of choke here for us. Fires straight into life there with this. So that's cold startup as well, so I've got no complaints at all about that. It's kicking over nice and happy. There you have it, the rather charming. Love that bonnet, how it closes. That's how the bonnet locks in. Very, very cool. That it's a very, very charming Triumph Mayflower there with a host of parts that come with the vehicle there.